So here we have a list of adjectives in Spanish. So first I'll say it in English and then in Spanish. The first one says on the left side, it says afraid. Afraid, you say asustado. Asustado. Next says alive. Alive, you say vivo. Next, angry. Angry, you say enojado. Enojado. Next, annoyed, you say irritado. Irritado. Next, annoying. Annoying, you say fastidioso. Fastidioso. Next, atrocious, you say atroz. Atroz. Next, apart, you say aparte. Next, for arrogant, you say arrogante. Next, for adorable, you say adorable. Next, for abrupt, you say abrupto. Next, for acidic, you say ácido. Next, for average, you say promedio. Next, for apprehensive, you say aprensivo. Next, for ashamed, you say avergonzado. Next, for aggressive, you say agresivo. Next, attractive, you say atractivo. Next, apprehensive, aprensivo. And next, adventurous, you say aventurero. Next, on the right side, we have, it says chubby. Chubby, you say rechoncho. Next, for creepy, you say horripilante. Next, for clear, you say claro. Next, clumsy, you say torpe. Next, for cruel, you say cruel. Next, for clean, you say limpio. Next, creative, you say creativo. Next, for calm, you say calmado. Next, for cheerful, you say alegre. Next, for comfortable, you say cómodo. Next, for cold or chilly, you say frío. Next, confused, you say confundido. Next, for cloudy, you say nublado. Next, for careful, you say cuidado. Next, for cool or fresh, you say fresco. Next, for cooked, you say cocido. Next, for courageous, you say valiente. And last, dangerous. Dangerous, you say peligroso. Next, we have astonishing. Astonishing, you say asombroso. Next, astonished, you say asombrado. Next, anxious, you say ansioso. Next, alert, you say atento. Next, amused, you say divertido. Next, for bad, you say malo. Next, for beautiful, you say lindo. Next, for big, you say grande. Next, for boring, you say aburrido. Next, for broken, you say roto. Next, for busy, you say ocupado. Next, for blurry, you say borroso. Next, for breezy, you say ventoso. Next, for vente, you say doblado. Next, for blush, you say sonrojo. Next, for brave, you say valiente. Going back to where it says bent, bent is doblado. Next for brave, where it says brave, you say valiente. Next for bitter, you say amargo. Next for bored, you say aburrido. Next for boring, you say aburrido. Next for bright, you say brillante. Next for cheap, you say barato. Next for colorful, you say vistoso. And last for charming, you say encantado. Next we have dark. For dark, you say oscuro. Next for dead, you say muerto. Next for distinct, you say distinto. Next for depressed, you say deprimido. Next for disturbed, you say perturbado. Next for disturbing, you say perturbador. Next, depressing, you say deprimente. Next for depressive, you say depresivo. Next for determined, you say determinado. Next for deep, you say profundo. Next for different, you say diferente. Next, distinct, you say distinto. Next, difficult, you say difícil. Next, delicious, you say delicioso. Next, for done, you say hecho. Next, for delightful, you say encantador. Next, for dry, you say seco. Next, for dirty, you say sucio. Next, for dizzy, you say mareado. Next, for early, you say temprano. Next, for easy, you say fácil. Next, for empty, you say vacío. And the last one, eager, you say ansioso.